What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another episode of Dialed In. Today I'm going live with one of my good friends, KJ. He's a supplement owner, entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about fitness myths, a bunch of, false information in the fitness industry. Should be pretty good. We'll cover a lot of topics. We'll wait for him to hop in. Let's try again, guys. Let's try again. First live didn't work. Round two, bound to work. Yep, we back. Round two. We have some pretty good topics, though. I think it should be pretty dope. Assuming he hops back in, though. I don't see him yet, but he's on the way, I think. Yeah, I'm going to post a little thing later, guys. If you want to watch, then you get your questions answered live. If not, then, I don't know what his supplement company's called. We gotta wait for him for that one. I don't see him yet, so I'm just going to send him an ad anyway and see what happens. KJ. We'll see if that works. Yeah, in the future, guys, I think when I move into my new spot, I'm going to have it more like a podcast room, and then we'll see how that goes. So we'll see. Okay, I see him in here now. There we go. There we go. He's got it updated. Let's do it. Oh, there's something in my eye. This is a bad time with something in my eye. All right. There we go. What's up, bro?
Jesus, what's up?
Damn, it's cutting on my head. Hold on, let me drop this down some. There we go. All right, good enough for me. How you doing, bro?
Doing solid. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Well, first off, I just want to say, thank you for taking time out of your day to be on the show with me. And, number two, I know you're super busy. You got your own supplement company and everything.
Hey, anytime, man. Yep. I appreciate what you're putting out, too. It's like, I love everything you're about.
Appreciate it. Yeah, well, should be a good collab then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a couple things. Like, all I know about you is like what I see on social media. I don't know you as a person. So I'm sure that's like a lot of people here watching and who's going to watch it later. So could you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah.
Your supplement company, everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, basically, I'm 22 years old, originally from Michigan, just outside of Lansing, and now I'm living in Georgia. So I started my supplement company in basically November, just basically out of the blue. It was like coronavirus, the start of it, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? I got fired from my job, started collecting unemployment, and I was like, might as well start doing something. So just reached out to a bunch of manufacturing companies, figured out basically how to do it. I knew I wanted to end up in the supplement space somehow, whether that's manufacturing or starting my own brand or working for a brand. So I was like, the best way to learn about it is just to do it. So started my brand, and it kind of took off from there. I use social media as a marketing avenue and just explain my story on TikTok, and people started to like it apparently. But basically, like backstory, I've competed in bodybuilding in 2016, did classic physique. That was a huge part of my life. I was a basketball player, big basketball guy. Got offers to play at college, decided to not play because I tore my ACL and broke my kneecap. Huge into sports, huge into bodybuilding, and then huge into supplements now. So that's basically all I'm about.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've been following along. I think when I first saw you, I can't remember how many followers you have, but it was probably about 20,000, 25,000. You were still in the early stages. And I remember you announced it, and I was like, man, this is probably like, no offense to you. At the time, this is what I thought. I didn't know you yet.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, shit, here we go. Some random TikTok kid dropping some BS supplement. And I looked and I was like, oh, it's kind of a cool blend. I remember I commented on one of your things, like you explained it to me. This was a while ago. I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. I hope he makes it. And then now I see you, I check back, I was like, this dude's almost at 300,000 followers. Like, that's wild, bro.
It was so weird because, like, I was the same way. I was like, I really don't care if this fails or like succeeds. It's just a learning experience. So like, and then it just like literally, I was at like 13,000, and then like, I don't even know, I got to 100,000. I was like, wow, this is actually going somewhere. It's pretty crazy.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to ask how much you make. That's not what I'm trying to ask. But I'm saying like, for your company, is this something that you can actually just the supplements alone? Can you live comfortably off that? Do you make enough that you could like, this is your job now? This is like your full-time job.
So for the first one, no. But now that I'm like, so basically right now I work for my manufacturer as an actual brand developer. So I help formulate other products for different brands as well. Okay. But now that my brand, I'm signing a deal that will basically be able to put out a lot more product and a lot different product rather than just pre-workout and protein. So yeah, from there it'll be able to be a full-time job.
Awesome. That's dope, man. I mean, you're literally living the dream. Like
it's pretty ridiculous how it took off so quick, and it's like part of me is like, this is not real. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
really nothing that's gone wrong so far. There's probably something that will happen, but
yeah. You better knock on some wood, bro.
dude,
Knock on
dude,
some shit.
exactly. I know,
No, but
man.
I mean, I don't know a whole lot of people. Like, I obviously know some sketchy people open SARM companies. I know one guy,
Oh, dude.
supplement company. It's like his failed because he was trying to make some super off the wall formula. You kind of know how like dark energy comes and like those
Yeah,
random, like they just come out of nowhere, right? His was like
exactly.
that. He had the DMAA. He had the what's it called? Not ephedrine. It's like synephrine or something like.
Yeah, Synephrine
Yeah, he
HCl.
had that. And
Yeah,
like, I was like, wait, is this a fat burner? Is this a pre-workout? What is this, bro? He just kept tossing shit in there.
it's
And he got that knock on the door, bro.
mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he
Like,
got his ass sued so
dude,
bad. And
I
I was
know
like,
the
I don't
FDA.
understand.
It's crazy, and especially now that I'm like working for a manufacturer, like the regulations and like every like sign off that has to go through is like crazy, or else once again FDA is gonna knock on the door and take all your shit. So
Yeah. So kind of while we're talking about supplements here, it's like,
yeah,
what do you think makes a good pre-workout? I'm not talking about ingredients now, but it's like,
hmm
isn't there only such a certain amount of ingredients that you can use? So how did like Chris Bumstead versus you versus like Evogen versus BPI, like how is there even that many different formulas that you guys can all have your own niche? Like how's it, everything so different? Like, so there's only like
it's
20 ingredients we can use, you know? It's so
yeah,
standard.
it's literally like once again, I think a lot of supplement like industry is just marketing. Like
Yeah.
what like you said, there's literally like 20 solid ingredients that we know that work and do good
Yeah.
stuff. Like I mean, some supplement companies are gonna throw in some type of ingredient, whether that be like a nootropic or some random thing that people have never been seen like before, and just like market it as like, oh, this is the new ingredient that's gonna get you jacked, or like super natural anabolic. Throw
Yeah.
like some
Oh,
laxogen like or something in their product and be like, this is crazy good.
yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, it's just like a fluctuation of those ingredients like citrulline, beta-alanine, caffeine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not too much that you can stem off from, really.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I was just always curious. I'm like, because I saw, like, for example, we did the Chris Bumstead video, and I was like, man,
Hmm.
like, I wonder what's going to make his different. Like, I saw the formula, it looked dope. Like, it looked
Yeah,
great. And I was like, I feel like that almost looks like, what brand is it? It's like Alpha Line. I looked at theirs,
yeah,
like, okay, it's not that far off. Oh, okay, that
no,
kind of reminds me of this brand. I'm like, damn, it's so close. You know, but I
it's
really think it's marketing. It's like,
it
I
is
would buy it just because I like Chris Bumstead. And I was like, I'm going to go buy
exactly.
his shit, you know?
It's like who you got, who you have behind your product, what your label looks like, and the actual like sayings and accreditations you have in your label, like
Yeah,
fat
yeah,
burner, thermogenic, or anything. Like people are gonna pick that up if they want to lose weight. No
yeah,
matter like it still blows my mind how many people don't even know what ingredients like do what,
yeah,
and they're just ingesting this just because it says it'll help you lose weight.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
it's
mean, I think it depends though. I think I mean I'm guilty of this too. You know, I didn't really know
mhm,
much about sub until maybe like what, like 3 to 5 years ago when I was in college. I started learning the
yeah.
basics. Like the first, because I'm 26, so from like 16 to 21, like I ingested hundreds of pre-workouts.
Oh,
Right,
dude,
I had the
same.
Jack 3D, I had the
Yep.
Craze, I had all these DMA bullshit, and I was
Hmm.
like, man, like I actually don't know what I'm taking. I see the
Exactly.
caffeine 350, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is gonna hit. You know,
Exactly.
I didn't
Exactly.
know the rest, so I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. It's just that's all I want to say. It's like I don't
That's
really know. People just
dude.
don't
That's
really
how
know
I
what they're
think.
putting in their body.
Exactly. That's how like everybody starts though. They just want like the craziest possible pre-workout on the market. Like I was the same. I used to literally wake up, have a fat burner, and like go do fasted cardio, then have pre-workout before my workout, then have an energy drink like at the end of the day. And
Right,
it's like
bro.
that's like over a gram of caffeine. There
Yeah,
nobody needs that
and
much.
it's only like it's like 3 p.m. You're already at a
Yeah,
thousand milligrams of
exactly.
caffeine.
Exactly. And like now I'm feeling
Oh,
tired. I'm like, all right, I might have another monster, but it's like, no, nobody needs that amount of stimulants. It's crazy.
yeah. I think the first thing that turned me off to pre-workout. So I've been using non-stim for a while. I occasionally
Hmm.
toss in stims every once in a while, but it's like I think it was I started training at 16. I think about 2021 when I was taking it very serious. I was getting ready to step on stage. I was just using so much caffeine and prep.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't using Clen or anything like that. I was natural at the time, and I was checking my blood pressure just because like my family's in the medical field, so I always kind of
Hmm.
learn the basics. And I was like, bro, my blood pressure is like 150 over like 90. Like I don't take drugs, I don't drink, I exercise
No.
every day. I was like, the only thing that's left is caffeine, you know, pre-workouts.
Yeah.
And then I just mentioned it to my doctor, and I was just sitting there, and like, oh, here's this whatever it's called, the pulse proximeter to check your pulse at home. And
Hmm.
my resting was like 85. I was
Yeah.
like, your
Like,
resting needs to be like 50. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna cut the stims for a bit. And then
dude.
yeah, I did non-stims for a couple months, and it all went back to normal. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, you know,
Yeah, I was literally in the same boat because like for my first pre-workout, like it was literally 150 milligrams of caffeine because it was like I don't want to get stimmed out of my mind. Do I want that little
yeah,
bit of energy? Yeah, I'll take a little bit of energy, but it's like I don't want that 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine. It's
no,
like once again, I
no,
don't think people understand that like once creatine reaches a certain, or not creatine,
Caffeine.
caffeine reaches a certain point, it becomes a vasoconstrictor. Like it's
Yep.
working
No pump.
against you.
Yep.
So like getting more energy, well, it's good, I guess. It's not going to help with any like blood flow or nutrient absorption or anything.
And I think the biggest thing, this is just for my body personally, and a couple of people I talked to, it's like when I took a really stim heavy pre-workout, any brand, let's just say Mr. Hyde or something, right?
Mhm.
That's like what, 350, 400 caffeine.
Yeah,
I take it. And then, what's the most important part about being a bodybuilder? Eating, So
exactly.
getting meals in. So I finished that 400 milligrams of caffeine. I go home and I eat. I have no appetite. The
No,
caffeine just
yeah,
destroyed it. I want to fall on the floor. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to grow now? I just trained
exactly.
my ass off, but now I'm not hungry. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, it's crazy. Part of me like wants to do like that side of being like, because that's where the money is.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
like you do this crazy like energy like stimmed out pre-workout, don't put any good supplements in there and sell it for a shit ton with super cheap ingredients. People
Yeah.
are definitely they're gonna feel something, so they're gonna
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's working. So,
Yeah.
but I do want to still come out with like quality products that like have those solid 20 ingredients in there, like efficaciously dosed, and people like them. Like the flavors are solid too. So.
What would you give me? I have a couple brands that I like. Obviously, I'm with Evogen for a while, and like
Yeah.
there's still a couple brands that I look at the ingredients. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty good blend. What would you say is maybe just two brands? I don't want to have you list 20, but like, what would you say is
No.
one or two brands that you're like, I like that brand. I want to look up. I like whatever they're putting out.
Mhm.
What would you say an example of that would be?
One is Jeff Long
Yeah,
from
I was gonna say
Like a
like a
Pro
pro. I
supplements.
really like his ingredients. He's one of the
His
two I was
are
gonna.
Yeah, his are insane. The only thing is his prices are super high, which I think throws people off. But
Yeah.
like the dosages that he has, they're like 30 full servings.
Yep.
To me they're worth it. And I've tried some of his products, and especially his health product. I
Yeah.
still use
I
that
agree.
today. It's like
It's awesome.
you can't find, even though it's like what I think it's like 130, $140, you can't
Yeah.
find anything with that accumulation of ingredients in there.
Yeah, you can get
So,
it on sometimes he has like holiday deals and like you could snag that
mhm,
complete health for like $110. Like it was
yeah,
pretty good deal. If I was
which
gonna hop on cycle, there's
mhm.
no way in hell I would not be taking that product.
Oh no,
Yeah,
not at all.
yeah. And for the
Like
people who don't know what we're talking about, Jeff Long, it's the brand's called Pro Supplements, I believe. It's
yeah,
Pro Supplements. He has a complete health formula and it has like liver support, kidney
mhm,
support. It has anything you could possibly imagine all thrown in there. There's maybe two ingredients that I personally would add on the side, but
mhm.
the other 99% is in there.
Oh
You don't
yeah.
have to take 100 pills. You have to take what was it, like 16 pills or something? It's a
I think
large.
it's I think it's 12, but like he
12.
splits it up like 6 and 6, but still like one bottle, you only have to take care of one bottle, and like
Yeah,
that's so nice.
yeah. And if you're enhanced, you would take the full dose, and maybe just a
Yeah,
natural person on TRT or natural, you could even do
mhm,
half a dose. It has it all
exactly,
in there. So yeah,
exactly.
I definitely like his brand. I like what he puts out. But that
Hmm.
price though, I could see why a younger kid would be like $60 for a
Exactly.
pre-workout. Like this brand is 39.
Hmm.
And I feel it. So I can see
Exactly.
that. But okay.
So yeah, I'd say Like Pro is probably the top, easy.
Okay. Well, there we have it. All right, guys. You guys are also welcome to ask whatever questions you got. I took down all your questions from TikTok and on IG. So, I'll just ask away and you guys feel free to ask whatever you want. So we talked a little bit about the fitness industry. Somebody wanted to know, what is it like owning your own business? So I wasn't sure if it was referring to you or me, but let's just assume it's you and I'll hop in on my end at the end. But what is
Yeah,
it like having your own business? Because you're 21, 22?
22.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you're younger. You're very, very
Yeah.
young for having your
So
own business.
it's right now it's a learning experience. That's all I gotta say. Like I don't know everything when it comes to business. I've learned a lot and made a lot of mistakes, but that's where I've learned. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's awesome in its own way, but it's also like I'm right now the only person that's running the business. So it's kind of hard to do like the marketing, the actual back end, the legality behind it. It's becoming a lot, but it's also just it's cool being able to be like Swiss Army knife with all the skills and all the different like parts of the business.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, one thing I will say with people who are like gonna try and start a business is like use the internet. You can figure out almost anything on the internet. Like
I
before you go and ask people,
I
it's
agree.
like search it on Google and you'll be able to find it. So,
One thing that's, I mean, my business is a little different than yours.
mhm,
I coach people and like I legit do it full time. And like originally I was kind of scared because no one in my family has a business. Like they all
yeah,
work a 9 to 5, whether it's working in a hospital, working like everybody has a 9 to 5. So no one
mhm,
has like that entrepreneurship that I've always had. Like I've always wanted to like own
yeah,
a clothing company, own a coaching bit, like own something, right? So
mhm,
when I ask around my entire family, my black side, my white side, everybody, no one has a business. So I'm like,
yeah,
well, I guess I got YouTube, I got
mhm,
Google. I would pay like $100 an hour to go talk to really famous like actual teams that I look up to.
Yeah.
Like they were very helpful. That was the best thing I ever did. You know, I talked to one particular team. He has 140 clients with 3 coaches,
wow.
which is ridiculous. But yeah, he gave me everything, told me everything how to do. I was like, okay, let me write this down and this.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
Like,
but
people just don't understand, like reaching out to people who have more experience and just like being like, yo, I'm just starting out. I don't know exactly what it is, but if you could give me any opportunity to learn, I'd be grateful. And like I've done that to so many different people and so many different like companies, and they've either come back and been like, the worst thing they say is no, and you're back to the beginning. It's like there's no problem. But people have like actually helped me out and given me opportunities, and like that's how I've learned, through experience. Not like I don't know. Like I didn't learn anything in school as far as business. And even like supplements, like I learned everything online, everything for self-education. So
yeah. So I mean, for mine, the only I didn't learn anything about supplements in undergrad per se, and like when I did, it was actually kind of BS. I remember just like learning certain things about creatine and like ATP and this and that, and like they were always like kidney or creatine's gonna destroy your kidney. It's gonna do this. Protein powder makes you piss blood, and like there was all these crazy things. I was just looking at the teacher like, damn, this chick really getting paid $120,000 a year to teach a college class. And she told me that creatine's going to kill me. Now, I'm not saying creatine doesn't have any sort of negative effects on your kidney, because it could, but it's not going to be like you take creatine, you die. You know, it's not that simple, you know? But masters-wise, we had a really big chapter about working with college athletes and, like, knowing what drugs they're using, steroids, peptides. Like, so that was awesome. That was a really awesome class. And I was like, bro, A+, this shit was easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, if you're interested in it, you're going to freaking destroy that thing.
It was actually really fun. And, like, I was looking at my classmates' posts. I was like, man, they know nothing. They thought ephedrine was, like, something you could go buy at, like, GNC and, like, just little things like that. It's like, oh, God. But, yeah, super interesting.
That does sound awesome, dude. Yeah, part of me wants to go back and do some type of, like, endocrinology or some nutritional science something. Just to, like, just because it's so interesting, you know? Just like further education.
It depends if you have the time. I think my only other passion, like besides like being a coach and like maybe owning a gym or something in that field, is like I originally wanted to be a physical therapist. And I was like, this shit's boring. I don't want to do this. And I was like, you know what? I love steroids. I love bodybuilding. I love like the chemistry of how our body works with it. Maybe I'll be an endocrinologist. And then I was talking to my endocrinologist. He's like, it's really not that interesting. And I was like, so what do I have to do? Is like, you'd want to go be a TRT doctor, like an endocrinologist at a TRT clinic or work something like that, where like you actually see athletes who are abusing SARMs, peptide drugs. Like that'd be really interesting. But it's a hard niche to get. That's really all I can say.
It is. I mean, I just got, I don't know if you've seen recently, I just got linked up with a HRT clinic. Yeah. Which is awesome. But it's like the coolest part for me is like being able to see all those. Yeah, you can see Jesse in the comments. Transcend HRT. They're getting with guys like huge in the industry. Can't name them yet, but it's just it's cool to like see all these different types of like hormone replacement or even like non-hormone replacement, like thyroid hormone, like learning all like the mechanisms of action and like how they can actually help out people. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, being bodybuilders, you know, I had my fair share of experiments with it, so I got to see what works, but doesn't. I have a thick ass book of anything I've ever used. My clients, anybody, just like the side effects, the pros, cons, like it's something that always interests me, you know? And like I want to coach Olympians in the future, maybe not in a year or two, in the next 3 to 5, I'd love to coach some big ass, you know, people on stage. And like, you have to know the chemistry. You have to know what those compounds are doing, because if you kill a client, your career's over. It's done.
100%. And like, I don't know, I don't know how you feel about this, but like, especially like supplements back in the day, like I always want to like be the guinea pig. Like I wanted to experiment on myself and like see how it actually affects me. Because then like we can better like prescribe them to other people and be like, this is actually how it made me feel. And like, this might be what you will feel. Cause it's like, I don't know. I believe in doing everything like at least once, you know, because I don't want to like tell somebody this is what's supposed to happen without me not even like having done it before. But
so I agree with that for the first part you said about experimenting things within reason, you know? Like, I don't want to be like, I don't know how much you follow. Do you know Boston Lloyd?
Yeah. Well,
so no, I know, you know what I'm getting at, but it's like, you guys don't know who Boston Lloyd is. He's like, he started, you know, what is he? I think he's almost close to 30 at this point.
Yeah.
A little older than us. But he started gear at like 16. And like, when I say he was a guinea pig, he was an actual guinea pig. I'm talking about, he took everything from like 16 when it started the pro hormones. The second SARMs came out early, you know, maybe it was 2012 or 2013 when they became popular. He was on SARMs. He was on Trend for a year. Like he did everything, and he was a guinea pig on himself. and now he's about to be on dialysis
Yeah.
before 30. You
No,
know, it's like, it's unfortunate, but yeah, I believe in experimenting just within reason. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not
too.
gonna be like, I'm not gonna be like, you know what, DMP sounds dope. I'm gonna go try it out.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
like, if you wanted to compare like testosterone versus a primo cycle or something, or tren
Exactly.
versus EQ, then like, yeah, it's not gonna kill you. You know, you might do a little damage, but you're not gonna die. So
No,
yeah, I agree.
yeah,
I
exactly.
agree.
It's like yeah, like I'd like to try like yeah, there's certain types of drugs or like even yeah, stacking them, but it's like I'm not gonna say like, oh, what does 2 grams of test feel like? Like it's like
No.
there's limitations on things that you should do, I feel like. But
And I guess one of the big things too, thinking long term, as you know, I'm sure you know the basics of it, hormone wise, it's like any other drug. Your body does get used to it. You know, I know a lot of bodybuilders, you know, all sizes, whether they're, you know, actual open or classic men's physique, and like a lot of them started so young at, you know, 300 to 500 milligrams of test and went straight to Deca, trend, whatever. And now they're a couple years in their career and like nothing's hitting them that much.
no, yeah.
They're getting some of the effects, but they don't feel it. And it's like, why are you going to put a drug in your body when like the entire point is like, you want to feel good in the gym, you want to grow,
Exactly.
you know, you want that aggression. It's like, they're tired, they're worn out, but they're growing, and like they're miserable. And I'm like, that would be called burning out. You burn yourself out before 25 and now you don't even want to compete anymore.
100%.
You know? So, I don't know. Start low and then tape your way up, because you don't want to have to take 2,000 milligrams of testosterone,
Dude,
just to feel great. That would be horrible.
Dude.
That would be horrible.
I feel at least effective dose. I mean, that's where you should start.
When you competed, you were natural, right? Because you didn't. Were you natural or you weren't natural when you competed?
I mean, I was taking like the non-methylated pro hormones, like the 1-andros and stuff.
Yeah.
So no, I wasn't, but it was also, was I really getting what I thought I was getting out of them? Probably not. But
I'd still put you in the natural category.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like.
I mean, it's an anabolic, but it probably didn't do what you thought it was gonna do.
Maybe it saved me a little bit of muscle from cutting down, but like that's maybe it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, your penis probably stopped working for like a month, but like,
yeah, 100%.
you might have got some gains out of it.
I mean, yeah, it's all for the freaking show. But no, that was fun. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll come back and do it again. Right now, I'm planning for 2022, but we'll see with how things go. If they slow down a little bit, hopefully, I'll be able to get back in like a great consistent routine and actually put on some weight. Because being 6'4", I need to be a little bit heavier now.
Well, yeah, you need to be up showing at a good two. Because I'm 6'1" as well. You know, I'm shorter than you, but like 220 is like my walk around weight. Like hard to get lower than this. I'm stuck like that. What's up, Cole? But yeah, so I literally go back to the gym tomorrow. That's my first day in fucking like 2 years. I've been able to forever. Just injuries, illnesses, all this crazy shit.
Jesus.
And like now,
you're keeping a pretty damn good physique though, man, without being able to train.
That's wild, right? I try to tell people like, just because I don't post 24/7 doesn't mean like I have pretty decent genetics. I won 6 shows in a row, you know, like I can grow quite easy. So yeah, it's something that I'm definitely looking forward to, because I don't have any goals to be like a Mr. Olympia. Would I like to be a pro and just like retire the second I turn pro? 100%. So I think I'm gonna shoot to maybe try and turn pro 2022. And if it happens, then like I'm done. I'm satisfied. I never want to compete again. You know, I'm done. I'm happy with it.
Dude, that'd be crazy. Especially like you taking a couple years off and just coming back like right now. And it's like still like you got like cap delts and everything. Like, I mean, just like, oh, man, it'll be crazy to see what see you.
That's me natural for like 2 years too. That's hilarious.
That's pretty funny. That's freaking. We'll see what that muscle memory comes back here in a little bit. Probably 2 weeks in, you'll probably be like 230 easy.
Right. Yeah, I think the biggest thing people don't understand is like obviously kind of branched off your muscle memory. It's like I don't think a lot of people. I didn't believe in it. You know, I thought it was like, oh, it's probably real, but how real could it be, right? So like I got hurt the beginning of 2019, didn't touch a weight. I was in bed pretty much every day in 2019. I was just like my body was eating itself away.
Yeah.
But I was force feeding myself, right? Every day. I was like, fuck it. If I can't train, I'm going to read every day. I'm going to pay all my money to interview every famous coach so I can learn. And I'm going to make sure my meals are perfect every day. So my meals were perfect all of 2019. I just wasn't training, right?
Damn.
So, yeah, I went from 240 to about 221. So I lost about 20 pounds in the year. And I was like, man, I looked in the mirror. I was like, shit. Shit. Oh, man. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be fun to document it. Let's see. Homo, what do you use for your skin? Bro, I kind of branch off what I said. I eat clean year round, Cole. Like legit, I eat chicken, rice, whatever year round. And like, I just don't get acne. When I eat like shit, the second I eat like pizza and all that, I will get acne. But when I
Yeah.
clean up my diet, up my water intake, like my skin clears on its own. Obviously, that's genetic. You know, we all have different genetics. You know, I started losing hair at 18, so we all got problems. You
Yeah.
know,
Dude.
so I just happen to have nice skin. It is what it is. Oh man. All right. So kind of branching. We already talked about running your own business. This would be a good topic. This isn't, you know, this is a question we discussed. Like, what would you talk about from? What is your worst fitness pet peeve? Like, what pisses
Pet
you off in the
peeve.
fitness industry? That's like it's just always there.
Oh man, that is a good one. There's a lot of them. I mean, one of the main ones is like a Sush character. While I respect the hell out of Sush and like where he's gotten himself to be,
Of course.
I don't know. Just being that ultimate gym douche. I get that it's like kind of an act. It's just like there are little people out there like that.
Oh yeah.
Who
Oh
like
definitely.
just like the super egotistical, narcissistic guys. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me. Like I'm personally just like a super chill guy. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That's probably about it. And yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't have too many.
I agree that I dislike that personality now. It's really hard to talk shit because that was me when I was like 18.
Yeah,
I was like that douchebag. Yeah, I was that douchebag, like
that's true.
Z's, however you pronounce his name. I call
Yeah.
it Z's. I don't know. But yeah, I was like that douchebag Z's fan, like at the club. It's like, yeah, baby, yeah.
Dude, I
That was me, right? But
I do feel
yeah.
that.
Now, but looking back at it now, I think that not just him. Like I think just anybody in that personality is a little bit too much. And but what I mean by that is like their personality's fine, do whatever you want. Like it's an act, that's cool. But
Yeah.
I think he's pushing it by the fact that he's riding his cycles and posting that shit. And like he's not
Yeah.
saying like I'm on test Deca. Like he does that, but he says, yo, I'm on 600 tests, 400 Deca,
Exactly.
splitting into 2 pins, 500 whatever this. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? You can't do that.
It's
and like
especially
so
with
that's my pet peeve.
dude. Yeah, I feel that I'm the same way because especially like with your audience, you have to realize like who's watching your videos. It's like these
They're younger
14, 16-year-old kids who
they're
like
not adults. No adult's gonna watch him, and there might be just one weird ass guy watching, but they're all like 14 to what 18, 14 to 20, something like that.
And like literally all they want to do is get big, and it's like okay, this dude Sush is doing this idol that I look up to. First off, I don't think he knows how much power he has.
Oh, a lot. Him and Ben Dunn have amazing power.
Oh yeah,
and like, I think it's
crazy.
awesome. I think it's awesome they built their following up that big. But when you get a following that big, you know you can't. You have to understand you can't post things. And I think Ben made the first mistake. This was a couple months ago, and he wrote his general like supplements. It was like natural stuff, and then it said like Austrian. And it was crossed out, and I was like, come on, bro. You knew you were gonna get like 100,000 views plus.
Yeah.
And you left Austrian on the list.
I know. And then oh god, and then he came out with his cycle. I think that he's going to hop on. Like more plates. Did a whole video about him, and it's like he's like trying to run cartering with his cycle, and it's like some I don't know. Some of the stuff is like.
And then he tried to explain why he wanted to do it. He was trying to lower his cholesterol with this. I was like, let's take something that could potentially give you cancer.
Yeah.
Shorten your life to lower your cholesterol when you can just clean up your diet. Because I've been on gear before and my blood work was spot on. And like, I'm not talking about just like spot on. I'm talking about it was like everything was below average. I was like, well, complete health formula, eating clean food, drinking water, doing cardio. That's what made my blood work good. You know, like if that was shitty plus gear, you're going downhill. You're done.
Dude, yeah, 100%. Like, it's like people just want, that's, I guess, another pet peeve of mine for the fitness industry is people think they can just put another substance into their body to fix another problem instead of just like like you said, eating healthy and drinking more water and doing cardio. Like those 3 things can do so much for your internal health. It's I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully people start understanding here soon.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go down the list, and then, I don't know if there's any questions on there or not. I didn't see too many questions besides, my skincare routine, which I don't have. All right. Okay. Yeah. Do you like creatine monohydrate or creatine HCl?
Personally, I just like monohydrate. I haven't really done too much with HCl. I do know that the only thing I prefer monohydrate over is because it's just so cheap. Like I can get a bottle on Amazon for like what, $15 for like over 100 servings, and it's like that's totally fine. But HCl has been proven, I guess, to absorb a little bit better. But I don't know. I'd rather just stick with monohydrate. There's more studies and everything on there. What about you?
And then branching off to that, what about the Crealkaline? Because that's what they asked as well.
That's something that I actually don't know too much about. I do know that it hasn't been studied as much as monohydrate, but that's about it. I
Yeah.
haven't looked too much in the Crealkaline.
I looked at it. I can't remember the brand. What was it, FX or I can't remember the brand. It was some like purple brand. But either way, I remember they came out a couple years ago and they're like, "This is the new shit. This is the new
Yeah.
Crealkaline." I was like, "Hell yeah, give me those pills." I was like, "What happened? Nothing happened."
No,
So I'm
exactly.
gonna go get my $20 500 serving of creatine monohydrate.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take that. You know.
exactly.
But
I don't
yeah,
know. Because now there's
yeah,
now
you know,
there's some
the
coming out with
FX
like
brand.
there's like some like creatine like bonded with a magnesium something that like makes it like super absorption. I don't know. But like apparently that's like the new creatine now, and it's like, I mean, I guess, but it's like, how much better is it than just creatine monohydrate, you know?
I don't think it ever will be.
Yeah,
Don't get
exactly.
me wrong. I'm all for looking to the future. You know,
Hmm.
I'll ask you a question after this, kind of branch out to that. But it's like I'm all for thinking the future, but sometimes I feel like people are, you know, they're reaching. Like we
Oh
have
yeah,
things that are amazing here. You know, we
yeah.
have things that for sure have worked the last decade, 20
Hmm.
years, 30 years, and it's like, are we really going to stop taking creatine monohydrate because this guy said there's creatine fucking SARMs over here? We're going to
Yeah,
use it. It's
exactly.
like, no, we're going to use what
Dude,
works.
exactly.
You know?
People are just trying to put a spin on something that they know that works and just be like, oh, this is going to be 10 times better when it's
Oh yeah.
just the exact same.
And
But
people are very impressionable. They'll buy it.
yeah,
You know, like they will buy it.
100%.
All right. And then there was also one more question, just because we're talking about random alpha and HCl.
Yeah.
So, do you ever take Yohimbine?
Yes, I do.
Do you prefer
I
alpha or HCl?
I see. I like alpha better. I think it's a little bit different than ACL, but I have taken both. Right now, I'm taking ACL. I'm trying to cut down a little bit, but
Yeah,
I mean, once again, I think people don't realize like yohimbine ACL or alpha yohimbine has to be taken in a fasted state really for it to be effective.
exactly.
So that's why I don't really like it in pre-workouts. While it
No.
gives you a little bit of like a stimulant, it's not really going to do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, for it to actually work on the beta 2 receptors, it has to be in a fast state. So
Yeah, I've tried both. I would say if just for me personally, I've noticed better results with the HCl. Like I noticed it
hmm
drastically quicker, you know, within like a week.
really,
Now but I have when I take it, I have anxiety. I feel a little paranoid.
hmm
Like I get this weird feeling. Like that's not me. I
same.
don't have those feelings. And it's
No,
like there's no way I could take that in a gym setting, like with hella
yeah,
people, you know. But when I take alpha, no side effects. I feel great,
no,
but I don't notice the benefits as much. I'm not sweating as much.
hmm
I'm not dripping as much. Like everything just doesn't feel the same. So I
yeah,
typically suck it up and I go do like 3,000 milligrams of L-carnitine,
hmm
typically 2,000 of CLAs, and then typically was it 5 to 7 milligrams of
yeah,
the HCl, and like that lights me up beyond
yeah.
belief. For a natural supplements, they will light you up. You know,
That's the thing. Like those are yeah, like L-carnitine and yohimbine ACL. I guess injectable L-carnitine over normal oral because it's more
yeah,
bioavailable. But
I haven't tried it, but I've read about it
no,
yet.
yeah, I've heard about it too, and I think I might actually be trying it here soon. But but yeah, like those two are like two of the actual good fat burning supplements out there that are
Oh,
natural.
great. Yeah,
And like literally, if you can make a fat burner with literally like acetyl L-carnitine and yohimbine ACL, there's
you're
not too
good.
much. Yeah, like that's
There's not much else you need.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, I feel you on that one. Like once I get over like 5 milligrams of yohimbine ACL, I do start to get like not heart palpitations, but like be really cognizant of like my heart beating, like a little
Oh
bit more
yeah,
anxiety.
I feel very
But
off.
exactly.
And
But
the
then
thing
like,
is, it works amazing. It's really I
mhm,
have a really hard time sucking up that much, but
yeah,
I typically do something like 7.5 to 10 milligrams, and that's
hmm
where I feel like amazing. Like that's a really good cardio session. And like I'm
yeah,
not talking about like walking. I'm talking about a real cardio session where you're
hmm
walking your ass off. You know, like you will sweat off like three
oh
to
yeah, a
and
100%.
yeah, in 45 minutes. But it's hard to deal with those side effects, and I
Hmm
try to keep my clients away from it because I remember one guy gave this was years ago, and I was like, yeah, go take go do your your fasted cardio. And like he said, he had a panic attack. He said he had to get off the
Yeah,
treadmill because he was like freaking out. He had only 7.5 milligrams. It's like, well,
yeah,
you got shredded, right?
no,
Right,
dude. I mean, yeah, it's all for the shreds, you know.
right.
But I've definitely been there, man. I think I've taken up to 15 milligrams, and it's like, while it is freaking awesome, but it's like you definitely got to suck it up there.
Definitely. All right. Somebody asked about Jesse. Cody, why do you believe you should cycle testosterone? I mean, it's an anabolic steroid. You can't just stand it year round unless you're going to be on TRT. Then, of course, you can stand it year round. But Now you have to worry about, you have to watch your cholesterol. You definitely have to watch anything in that realm. Now you have to watch your hemoglobin, your hematocrit, your blood thickness. Like there's little things you have to pay attention to. And like, I'm not against TRT. I think it's amazing. It could change someone's life if they have, you know, you had to get on it, right? Because your testosterone is super low, correct?
That's a fun story. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to give us like a 30-second, you know, or
So
whatever.
yeah, basically, I was once again one of those dumb kids that wanted to get big and get into science and everything. So when I was, this is basically like right after my show, from like 17 to 19, I basically didn't cycle off any pro hormone or SARM. So
For how
yeah,
long were you on it? How many months?
I mean, I probably took maybe a couple months off between the 2 years.
Yeah, but it was
So
pretty much on, you were on cycle, then short off, then back on, just kind of hopping back, right?
basically, yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
stacked multiple compounds. At one point, I was taking letrozole.
holy
Because
fuck.
yeah, exactly. Like this is where all my knowledge comes from. Is from me doing all these stupid like things, and then me realizing now, like, holy shit, like how am I completely fine? Like because I was taking like letrozole, tamoxifen, and like Clomid because I was thinking like, oh, because I'm taking all these SARMs, like I need to do something to regulate my estrogen. And it's like,
Letro will shut you down in
yeah,
2 days.
oh yeah,
2 days, you will feel like an empty shell. You will be
dude,
on the floor, bro. Oh my
I
god.
felt so bad, but I was the driest human being
Oh
on
yeah.
the planet.
You had no estrogen. I bet if
No,
you look
yeah,
down, bro, you're like penis was non-existent.
yeah, no, like,
I bet it was sucked inward, bro, like a Ken doll.
dude, I look back and it's like, holy shit, man, you had zero sex drive for like 2 years. So when you were like 18 to 20, it's like, for what? Because I mean, I looked good, but it's like,
Yeah, but
I,
the pros did not weigh the cons. Because you
oh
could have did a
no,
couple other things and you would have felt good
dude,
and good. You know,
100%. Like,
hey,
I don't know, it was
we all make mistakes.
exactly. And like, oh man, I was running Clen too at one point too, and it's like, what the fuck were you doing, dude?
Yeah,
But
I
I don't
I
know.
I think one of the biggest problems is like, especially being young. Like, I made the same
Mhm.
mistakes. It was a little different because I had a little bit more guidance because like I had a pro cousin, right?
Oh,
So
there
yeah,
you go.
I had a little bit more guidance, but I was still stupid.
Yeah.
And like I think the biggest mistake that I made was like, you know what? We hate needles. We're gonna go straight to pro hormones.
Yep.
They're pills. How dangerous could
Yep.
they be? You know, and I took it was Amstel, Trenovar, and something else stacked together. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna take that. That
Mhm.
sounds like Tren. And I put on a couple pounds, and I was like, I'm gonna go do some blood work. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah,
liver
dude.
peeing brown, liver's half dead. I
Yeah,
was like, oh my god, bro, like this isn't even worth it. I put on like 6 pounds. I also
dude.
wasn't eating very good, but yeah.
Mhm.
So from that moment on, I was like, if I ever touch something else, I think that was like 19. I was like, if
Yeah.
I ever touch something else, I'm going to research it for about 2 more years,
Mhm.
then get back on. And like that's what I did. I didn't touch anything for like another 2, 3 years, and like research it every day. And I was like, okay, now I know what I'm doing. Now I
Yeah.
don't get side effects. I know what the hell I'm doing. But not many
Yep.
people do that. You know, they
No.
kind of like what you did. You had a couple mistakes, but then you kind of kept doing it. And you're like, well,
Mhm.
yeah, maybe it'll get
Yeah,
better,
exactly.
right?
Also,
But at least you were of age. Now
yeah.
people do that at like 14. They're making our mistakes, and
Mhm.
we did it like
I know
19,
it's
20, at 14 and 15. It's like,
that's what. Oh
what are
man,
you doing?
exactly. I don't know. I just don't understand that. I mean, of course, I came off bad too. Like, I
Yeah,
came off, and my parents found out. That's kind of why I had to come off.
yeah.
They found like all the SARMs like dropper bottles.
Oh
And it
shit.
was like, so like I couldn't PCT or do like anything of that nature. So I was like literally just like shut down with nothing for like
Damn.
months.
Months?
Like, yeah.
Ooh.
Before I was like, mom, dad, like I need to go see an endocrinologist or something. Like
now,
I
now,
there's it's like,
now.
yeah, I was like, I'm clearly I have zero testosterone or estrogen in my body.
Yeah.
So, but hey, we're all good now. Fix it
Yeah,
up. So,
I mean, to be fair, now you can use that story, and like now other people can see this nigga like, damn, that was about to be me. Because
oh yeah, 100%.
yeah, I get so many DMs, bro. And like this is why like no matter how many people talk shit, duet me, whatever, and like about me talking shit on SARMs or like all these other things, like, I don't care because I know there's
No,
still one kid out there that I'm helping every time I talk about it, even if just one.
exactly.
Like I always get messages like, yo, here's a SARM bottle. I was on day one, like I threw it away because of you. I did this because
Mm-hmm.
of you, and I was like, that's a good ass feeling. You know, like that dude was like 16, 17, 18,
Yeah.
like they were about to ruin their life. And like because they watched my video, they're like, I'm not doing it. So
100%. Like
I like talking about it.
that's
But we'll
that's
keep it
all
going.
I'm trying to do too, man. I mean, like it's I don't know, just like the risk versus reward. Like SARMs, they're really not going to give you much of anything
No.
other than freaking side effects. And yeah, That's about
Yeah,
it.
and don't get me wrong. Like, do I think that maybe in the future there might be some crazy SARM or something that comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but from the studies we have right now,
Hmm.
the last decade, the last 8 years, they just aren't there. They're not good enough for us to take them. There's no way I'd be like, you know what, I'm turning pro. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
take LSD. It'll
Hmm.
never be there. It's
No.
not the first option, you know. But
Exactly.
I don't know. Kind of switching gears to an entirely unrelated topic to this
All
at
right.
all. Someone asked, "Do you have any tips on dating as a bodybuilder?" So this is I remember I looked at his profile and he was like a bigger individual, like an actual like not open, but a pretty jacked
Big
guy.
dude.
So I guess he's saying that like people were intimidated of him. What advice would you give someone who's like a pretty big guy trying to approach women?
Dude.
He didn't specify that he likes buff women, so I'm wondering
Okay.
if he means like maybe average women. I don't know, non-gym girls.
I don't know, like me personally, you gotta like kind of get away from the whole like structured bodybuilding thing. There are very few people that like, I guess, women who really like that if they're
Oh yeah,
outside of the bodybuilding space. So like, I
very
don't know.
few.
Like I used to be that dude who literally like take his meals to parties and like have to like eat his own food and everything. Like if you're not competing and if you're not trying to get to that next level, I don't want to say there's no point, but you don't need to be that structured. It's not going to be like you eat out one time with your friends. It's not going to be make or break. Like
Yeah,
enjoy yourself, enjoy your friends, enjoy like being out. Like that's what girls find attractive rather than you like carrying around your meal in Tupperware. I've been there. And people, you're like,
I
dude, why the hell are you doing
definitely
that?
have. I think this was a while ago. I can't remember. I think it was like a freshman or sophomore in college. And like I was just getting into competing. Like I was all about it. Like that was my
Dude.
life. Like
Uh-huh.
that was my shit. And I remember I went on a date with a chick, and like she asked me out actually. So like
Yeah.
so I went right, and like we went somewhere like an Italian food restaurant, and I was like, oh, can I get it was like chicken and something, and they're like, okay, and they brought it out, and I like whipped out a food scale out of my backpack.
That's awesome.
She's like, what are you doing, bro? And I was like, I'm weighing my food. She's like, why do you have a scale at the restaurant? And I was like, okay, now I know that if I am gonna date someone and I'm in this mind
Yeah.
state, I should probably talk to a girl who competes or like someone who's
Exactly.
in that realm because they understand a lot more. Like I've dated
Mhm.
gym girls, I've dated non-gym girls,
Yeah.
and I have to say, on average, the gym girls are a little bit more understanding.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, but it also
100%.
depends. You know.
Oh
You
yeah,
can-
like yeah, exactly. It 100% depends because it's like I don't know. Like some of them like understand they're like super like intrigued about it, like oh like this is super cool, like he's super into this, and then it's other times it's like why are you not eating? Like it's like nothing on here like suits my meal plan. I don't
yeah.
know. It really depends on the chick.
Sorry, I was listening to you and I read this comment. I was trying to, it's back in the day you had to look like you had a killer physique, and nowadays you have to look like you need a cheeseburger.
Dude,
That is true though. I mean, I know some
yeah,
like really
100%.
attractive women, and like I look at their boyfriend, I'm like, man, the girl's bigger than the guy, which is
Hmm.
fine. If that's what they like, that's what they like. But sometimes
Yeah,
it shocks me, especially like my gym
exactly.
chick friends. I'm like, you have these jacked ass legs, like I expect you to be like a classic dude or
Yeah.
something, and then they're with just like an average guy who like doesn't work out. I'm like, that's cool as long as you're happy, you
Yeah,
know?
it's weird. Like you won't get once again, it's like everybody says it. You won't get chicks like going to the gym. Like
No,
having a
you might
great
get some.
body.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean some, but it's like
there's definitely a
yeah,
few that like some of them like actually their turn on is like buff dudes. There are
yeah,
some who are like that, but I'd say the vast majority, like you were gonna say, is like no, they
no, not at all.
they don't care. No.
But
All right. Well, I don't know if we gave you any tips, but that's what we talked about. All
yeah,
right.
sorry, man.
So let's say we had two bodybuilders. One of them is very consistent, but not a very hard worker. The other one is an extremely hard worker, but not very consistent. Which one would win?
I'd say the consistent guy. I
That's what
mean, like you can go in the gym and literally like destroy yourself every single day, but like you're not consistent with your diet, you're not going to be a good bodybuilder whatsoever.
Yeah.
So,
And
I mean,
the way I read it too, I was like, I mean, are they trying to say he worked out hard 2 days a week versus the guy like working hard
exactly.
6 days a week? Then like the guy working six is going to be better, you
Yeah,
know?
100%. Like you can have a killer, like one killer workout, one great day of eating, but then
Yep.
like your shit the rest of the days. The consistent guy's gonna win no matter what.
Exactly that. All right. Should you take creatine? I prefer monohydrate by itself, though. No blend. All right. Tips on how to start a business as a young individual.
Ooh,
How
all
are you
right,
talking though?
yeah.
Are we talking like 16? Or are we talking like 18? Are we talking 21? Let's just say under 18. Maybe let's say a high schooler, right?
Under 18.
Like
All right,
you're in high school. Let's say that.
all right. For high school, I'd just say like, just learn. research and learn as much as you possibly can, because that's what's really going to give you the knowledge to actually go out and do something first. You will learn through experience, so don't like just be stuck at home, like
Yeah.
just thinking about doing it. Go out and do it, fail, you'll learn from it. And also like use your resources, like the people around you, ask questions and
Yep.
learn. Like that's about it.
I think one thing looking back that I wish I would have done, because I know some pretty successful people, like maybe in like the coaching world, which is a little
Hmm.
different. But let's just say hypothetically, this person wanted to be a really good strength and conditioning coach or whatever, athletic trainer, right? So when I was in high school, I had my one friend, and he would legit email like a chain email to every single college, JC, D1, D2, because I'm in
Jeez.
California, so we have like Cal, Stanford, we have all the
Yeah.
big, right, and a lot of JCs. So he just sent hella emails to all of them asking if he could shadow for strength and conditioning. And like, actually, out of like the 50 emails, I think he got like 25 replies. They all said, yeah.
Yeah,
And I was like, bro, see, now I don't know what school he's working, but he has like his dream job. He
exactly.
started there as an intern for free, and then he took his college courses there, and then they gave him a job. And it's like, that would probably apply to any field, I would assume.
Hmm.
Like
Oh,
you saw them saying, can I work for free? Can I
dude,
shadow? I'm sure somebody would like to teach you.
100%. Like that's literally how I got my job.
Yeah.
It's like I reached out to like so many different supplement brands and like supplement companies, just literally just emailed. Was like, what can I do? Like, do you have an opportunity for me? Can I internship for free? And
Yeah.
like NutriCap reached back out and was like, yeah, we'd love to have you for an intern.
You
Like
said
two
free?
weeks.
You said free? Come
Yeah,
on in.
exactly.
Come
It's
on
like,
in.
and then like literally 2 weeks in, I went from an intern to be a full, like I was on salary and I'm on salary now. So it's like now I have my dream job working for a manufacturer that does my own brand. It's
Yep.
like I couldn't be in a better position. It was all because I just reached out. It's like that's literally all you have to do.
Hey, it's not just dating, guys.
No,
If you don't take any shots, you're never gonna pull.
exactly, dude. Exactly, man.
Right? What's it called? What state are you in again?
Georgia. So right now I'm in Georgia.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. I'm not sure what they meant by this question, but what are your favorite stimulants besides caffeine? What would be your
Oh,
go-to stimulants that are not super? They also said that has to be cheap.
cheap.
Cheap alternatives of caffeine. I was like, I don't know.
I guess
Is
I
that
don't know
question right?
about
I have no idea.
I don't know about cheap, but I know like so the
Is
main ones that I ever see in a pre-workout is like caffeine, dicaffeine malate, which is just caffeine bonded with malic acid.
Yeah.
And then probably synephrine, ACL, and horderine. Then there's bitter melon, which is basically synephrine, and then there's teacrine and dynamine. Which teacrine and dynamine I really like because they are similar mechanisms to caffeine, but for some reason they don't really elevate blood pressure or heart rate. I haven't looked too much into that, but I really like them as stimulants. They give me a decent amount of energy. That's actually in my pre-workout that's coming out. I have
nice.
teacrine in there, but they are kind of expensive, so they wouldn't really be like I don't know inexpensive like caffeine, but that's no. Then we get into like DMA and DMHA, which is I would stick away from.
We ain't doing that.
No.
I do have one friend though. So he uses the Evogen one because he's like, I feel like I switched so many people over to the non-stims because like I'm such a
Hmm.
non-stim junkie. So my
Yeah.
friend's non-stim, but he orders DMAA online in a liquid dropper from a SARM website. And I was like, bro, why would you even do that? Go take dark
No,
energy if you're gonna do that. So
dude.
he takes the Evogen one and drips the DMAA, and it's like,
Oh
okay,
my God.
that seems a little much. And he doesn't just do like the standard, the 25 or 50 milligrams. He does
Yeah,
100. He
dude.
drips 100 milligrams. Like, okay,
Oh my
well,
God.
this is why your blood pressure is 150 every day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you need that much of a stimulant to get you to go work out, I mean, you're probably doing it for the wrong thing at that point.
Yeah. You might have some issues if you need DMA and DMHA and
Yeah.
ephedrine and 400 caffeine. And there's no way these people are getting a pump. There's no
No.
way.
Oh, no,
There's
not at
no way.
all.
There's no way they're
Like,
getting a pump.
oh my God, dude. Yeah, I don't even. That just like gives
All
me
right.
panic attacks.
All right. What is the best age to compete? Should you do it at a young age and hop into it, or should you wait till you're optimal and get on stage? This is from a teenager.
Okay. I don't know. There's two ways to go about this. One is I'd say yes, compete at a younger age, just so you know kind of what it is like and like really what it takes.
True. I
Because
agree.
when I was first on stage, when I was what, I think it was 17 or 18. I think it was 17. Um, I was not in good condition. I
Yeah.
was a twig, and it's like I was a soft twig, and just like going up against the competition and being like, whoa, I'm not even close to where I should be. I should have had, I think I dieted for like 12 to 14 weeks, I need like 20 plus now.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't. It's just a whole nother level that people don't realize that you have to take to get stage ready.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you can be lean and look good in pictures, but it's like to be stage ready and look good underneath those lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't realize.
And that's why I try to tell people there's two different types of physiques. There's
Mm-hmm.
more than that, but there's just two main ones. It's like there's Instagram physiques,
Yep.
the filters, the hardeners, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
there's stage physiques. You're not hardening shit on the stage.
No.
If you look like the Michelin Man, you are going to look like the Michelin Man on
Yeah.
stage, and everybody's
Exactly.
going to see. And they're going to put the pictures on the website. You're not editing those. That's what you really
No.
look. So
Exactly.
that's what always I couldn't. Some bodybuilders are like this, some aren't. I'm like that. I don't like knowing who I'm going against because I always
Mm-hmm.
stalk them. Even though I know I could beat them, I'm always like,
Yeah.
damn, that guy looks good. He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna give me a good run. He's my height, blah blah blah. So I remember there was this one particular guy. It was an LA show, and I was just looking
Okay.
at, man, this dude's jacked. He's shredded. He's full. I was like, man, and I know he's my height. We're both 6'1". And then we get to the show, and this dude's pumping up, and I was like, bro, what happened?
Yeah.
He's like, he was lean. He was probably just like 10%, right? He was lean, but he was not 5. He was not as hard as nails. And I was like, either he messed up his peak or he was lying on social media. And I'm going to go with he was lying. You can't.
Exactly.
But yeah.
There's so many of those social media physique guys. Like, IFBB Pro, I think he goes by like Thanos or something. He was a Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Like he looks like
it's a big catfish like.
Yeah, he looks like the epitome of men's physique. Like he should win every single show.
Yeah.
Then he showed up to Olympia, and I don't even think did he even get top 10?
No,
like
he was like 16th. He got the last one, I believe.
Exactly. Like,
funny you mentioned that. So I every time it's time for the Olympia or Arnold, I do like a top 5 series, my top 5 picks. And I didn't put him in there, right? And everyone's like, you're leaving him out, you're sleeping on him. I was like, I don't think so. I watch his stories when he's like not in like pictures, and like you can tell. Or when he's on somebody else's story, when it's like not edited. I was like, he looks dope. He's still an Olympian, but he's just not a top 5 Olympian. Like there's tiers, there's levels.
Oh, yeah.
This,
Exactly. Like I think I had him up there because I was just like, I want to see him up there. I want to see this dude like be an actual like action figure on stage. But yeah, once again, didn't come in condition. So
not at all. So my original answer to the question, I have 2 guys I'm prepping for shows that are under 18. And I think there is a place for competing young, because if you can do it and you're only in high school, you don't have that much priorities, like you might have a girlfriend or something.
That's
but
true.
You don't have that much. You live at home, you don't have bills. So yeah, I think you can do it. Now, is it going to be hard? Is it going to be, it's going to take away time from like your friends and family? Then yeah. So I think that you could potentially compete in the teen class. It goes from 16 to 19. You could do that, but you guys have to remember that there are 19-year-olds. That's like a freshman or sophomore in college versus like a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that just because you're 16 doesn't mean you're not going to get someone who's 19. You will get smoked very easily. So I don't know. If they look dope, I'll let them compete. If I don't think they're going to win, then I wouldn't let them compete. Yeah. But yeah, I think you can try it for sure. If not, wait till you're going to smoke everybody. That's what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
I might not compete 2021, even if I can. 2022. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. What are your top 3 favorite back exercises?
Oh. So I like for some reason every time like every supinated back exercise I just feel so much more. So like even just like there's the chest supported machine row. I don't know, that's just like my go-to. Or any chest supported back machine, like
anything
I think
that takes your lower back out of the mix.
Exactly. Exactly, where you can just literally pull through your elbows and just in a structured plane and get just straight back engagement.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's the same for me. I mean, some people disagree with me. This is just my style. This is what I do. But I love machines. Machines is like how I build my physique. And like a lot of people get so upset that I'm like, I mean, I like dumbbells. I love free weights. But it's like, me personally, I look the dopest when I use machines, because for me, when you do some sort of, let's say a chest machine, but it's like they don't what's it called? They're both together. You can't change it. So when I do that, I know that I'm working both my pecs evenly. But sometimes when I do dumbbell, I'll notice that I'm like this, one's getting more work than the other. So when I do machines, I can build the perfect physique because I'm not messing up. Everything getting worked evenly. So like you said, I prefer, some sort of like plate loaded machine that takes my lower back out of it. I like lat pull downs sometimes if I do really good form. But yeah, just my go-tos. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah, I think machines are really like unutilized. Like even just like the Smith machine, like incline bench on the Smith machine is like one of my favorite exercises.
that'll tear you up.
It's like, yeah, like, and people are like,
In
dude,
a good way.
yeah, exactly. Like people are like, dude, you're using the Smith machine. It's like, yeah, freaking Phil Heath uses the Smith machine.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Have you tried Smith machine squats before?
Yes, those
Yeah.
things,
Yeah. So
solid.
I try to tell people, I'm like, I have one client who lives in the middle of nowhere in some random state, and it's like they only have Planet Fitness chain, and like he's growing like a weed, like he's getting jacked. And everybody in this comments like, oh, you suck, you're at Planet Fitness. Is like, this dude is literally bigger than all of you commenting.
Yeah, exactly.
He only has a Smith machine and his legs are jacked. Like, that's all you got. Like, the Smith machine works great, guys. You're not probably not going to work for powerlifting, but bodybuilding, yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Like,
all right. When it comes to cooking, do you cook your food? Do you weigh your food cooked or uncooked?
It depends on the food. Like all my meats usually just all cooked, but like oats dry, cream of rice dry. I think that's about it that I weigh dry. But yeah, it really depends on the food. Like I really rarely ever eat potato, but I'd probably weigh that one cooked.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same. The only ones I don't measure measure cooked is like cream of rice, oatmeal, things that like once you cook it, like, are you really going to throw some of it out?
Yeah,
no.
Exactly.
You want to measure it uncooked.
Yeah.
All right. What is one business that you would like to branch out to, and what would its name be? What would its name be? Or what is something that like you've always wanted to do, or something you want to do 5 to 10 years from now?
100% energy drink. I don't know why. I love energy drinks.
I could see that.
But hopefully my manufacturer actually is out so soon. We're going to be doing liquids again here or once, probably next like 6 months or so. So the opportunity might be there, but I don't know. I just think like I need a lower stim energy drink like Rain and Bang, 300 milligrams. Too high for me. I don't need that much. But I also want to add.
I have like a 225. Okay.
I want to stick to probably around the 200 mark.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Even maybe like 175 with some, I don't know, maybe some other stimulant in there as well. But
see, I would buy that. I don't buy Bang just because I don't want 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'd much rather take a 100 milligram caffeine pill. But if I had a drink that was fire and it was like 150, 175, and like I didn't get all cracked out, I would spend $2 on it. Like,
exactly. Like,
it's a good idea.
Dude, that's what I'm thinking. Because like, there's no other like, and one thing, because I like, like Alani New, their new like energy drinks. I think. There's a couple new. I think Alani New. It's by, I don't know. It's more like a female based, I think, supplement company. But anyways, they're doing like these 12-ounce cans, and it's like I want a 16-ounce can. Yeah. So I don't know. It's got to be some type of bigger can, probably around 150 to 200 milligram caffeine mark. Maybe a couple nootropics in there, like alpha GPC or something like that, and just like crazy good flavor. So hopefully that'll be in there.
Do you think that one of the biggest issues with the fitness industry is like we have so many beginners that buy supplements, and the only reason they buy it is like, they judge things off of like how it feels. So like sometimes I feel like when someone tells me they have a good pre-workout, I don't want to say what brand it is, but it has like 400 caffeine, and they're like, that shit was fire. It's hitting. And I looked at the back, I'm like, you just took you could have taken 2 caffeine pills and saved $40. But like sometimes I feel like they base it off of like the caffeine. Like that's what the cheapest ingredient in the product is what they base it on, like the quality, right?
Literally, and like that's just one of the scams of the supplement industry. Like you put either load it up with yohimbine or you load it up with caffeine, and they'll feel something. So then they'll be like, oh, it's working. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to name a supplement company too, but like they came out with a fat burner, and it has over 400 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, that'll burn some brain cells. Probably not fat.
And it's like, oh my god, and like all these guys are literally saying like, yo, this is the most intense fat burner on the market, and it's like, I guess if you want to just like,
if your central nervous system means nothing to you, that would be a great product for you to try. Yes,
exactly. Like like the thermogenic I'm coming out with, I think I literally only have 100 milligrams of caffeine, and then there's 2.5 milligrams of yohimbine HCl in there. So like, there's some other ingredients like paradoxurine, and have you worked with GBB or lean GBB?
What is that?
It's basically, it's like super carnitine. It's like,
I don't think so.
It's you don't have to dose it as high, and it's just like very good at making you sweat. And I love sweating when I'm doing cardio, so that's in there as well. But it's a pretty solid thermogenic. But
well, I hope it sells out, bro. I hope it makes some.
We'll see.
Yeah. Branching off the supplements, just because I had a question on it. So Evogen has the what's it called, the EVPAQ, and it's like their glycerol, the liquid glycerol. What do you think makes glycerol better in a liquid state versus the powder one? So I talked to Hani about it, and he explained to me, but I was curious, like,
Yeah.
your output, your opinion from like an outside point of view, someone who didn't make it.
I don't technically know. I would assume it probably absorbs a little bit better because it doesn't have to be broken down as much since it's already like in the liquefied form.
Yeah.
But I guess I'd be interested to see what Hani actually said.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
That's basically what he said. Okay.
I mean, he used a lot. He used a lot more fancy words, but like I was
Yeah.
just curious, someone who like works in the fitness, or sorry, the supplements, like someone who didn't make it, because obviously
Yeah.
it's perfect, but I wanted to know someone else. But yeah,
Yeah,
I talked to I randomly met him. He said that he was the formulator for GAT. I met him at this fitness
Oh,
show.
really?
Yeah, I was talking to him. I was like, oh, okay, can I get a sample? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, by the way, I'm blah blah blah. I'm the creator of GAT, like for the formula. I was like, oh, so I'm asking questions like, oh, this dude's smart as shit. Like he was really smart. And we were talking I was
That's
like, oh, I'm
sick.
sponsored by Evogen. He's like, oh, you guys got that AQ, the liquid one.
Yeah.
And talking about how crazy the formulation is and like how Honey's like a mad scientist and like how everybody's jealous they didn't get the liquid form or something.
Dude.
I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't know.
Like I've been experimenting with like glycerol just as itself, and it's just like it's crazy how it's like it's not a nitric oxide precursor, but it's like a hyperhydration type like cell swelling ingredient. I've gotten better pumps off of just like straight glycerol than like citrulline at this point. But
the only time that it's not good is when you're super depleted and then you don't take it before a show. Because one of my boys took a capful before getting on stage, and it gives you, like, it makes you look full, like a great look, but it's not like a citrulline full. It's different. No. And he looked super soft and washed. I was like, oh god. I was like, well, at least we know not to take it.
I was gonna say, now you got that note.
Yeah, no glycerol before getting on stage. Citruline's okay. Can you answer my question? What are your top 3 arm exercises? For triceps, anything that's cable, tricep dips. Any kind of like tricep extension with a straight bar or cable, and then dips, biceps, standard dumbbell curls, and preacher curls would be my top 2 for both. All right, and if you have anything you want to hop in your top arm exercise.
I don't really have the greatest arm, so I probably shouldn't even hop in.
Never mind. Any tips for someone with prolactin? I'm not sure. I don't even know what that is. I know what prolactin is, but I don't know if that's prolactin, noma, and that might be something you got to ask a doctor, bro. Like certain things that are that specific, you might want to ask a professional because neither of us are doctors.
No, we can't prescribe anything, man.
We are bro science. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What is your dream pet as an animal? Like, what is your dream
pet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or do you already have your dream pet now?
I don't have a dream pet. Probably just a dog, man. I don't think there can be anything better than a dog. I'm a big fan of dogs, but my apartment complex doesn't allow them, so it kind of sucks.
Can you have like something else besides a dog? Like mine, I can have dogs, but I could have birds.
Really?
I could have birds. I could have chinchilla. I was thinking about getting chinchilla, but I don't know.
Chinchilla's kind of dope.
Yeah.
No, like we can't have anything here.
Really?
Nothing. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, no pet for you then.
I know. I might be moving here soon, but yeah, not right now.
Okay, so at the peak of your guys' bulks, at the peak of our bulk, what is your go-to surplus? Like your optimal bulking rate for calories? Sorry, surplus, over your calories.
So surplus over my calories. So I'm probably running my peak of my bulk. I haven't peak bulk freaking since freshman year of college, so like 4 years ago.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like 238. I'm like 205 right now. But I was probably pushing 5,000 plus calories, just over 5,000.
Damn, bro, how are you even able to eat that? I'm struggling at 3,500.
Yeah, it was not good calories. Like I was eating boxes of cereal for breakfast, and like, it was not good calories. But my weight was not going up unless I ate that much. So
yeah. Well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you guys know he did it pretty big. I think the biggest mistake I made. I'm not really sure to describe my body. I don't know why I'm this way, but I don't need much food to grow. Like even at like my biggest, getting upwards of 245, like I was really only eating probably 3,400 calories. I didn't need that much, and like I was growing. I was like, why would I eat more? And I was discussing with my coach, I want to go to 4,000. My boy's at 45, when he's at 5,000. He's like, why? And I was like, I don't know.
No. Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. My body just does well with the small amounts of food, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard. That's why it's kind of hard to relate to someone. Sometimes someone has a fast metabolism. Someone has a slow metabolism. Like you can't really give tips all the time, guys. It's kind of tough. But
yeah, it is pretty funny. Like when I was freshman year in college, like I literally used to carry around a gallon of grape juice in my backpack, just so I was getting
just to get calories in.
Exactly. like grape juice tastes really good to me, and I knew I could get it down. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna drink this about the day.
Yeah, it'll
I don't
work.
know. It worked. My insulin sensitivity is probably freaking through the roof, but
I was gonna say you may have turned borderline diabetic, but you might have been getting
probably.
some pretty good pumps in the gym though.
Hey, yeah. I mean,
All
you
right.
gotta do it, you know.
All right. Any tips on front squatting? That's not my specialty, unfortunately. I haven't front squatted in like 5 years. I just either do hack
Yeah.
squat or regular squat, and hack squat's probably my go-to for
Hmm.
leg mass, honestly.
Yeah, hex squat's my go-to too, especially for like I don't know. I just feel more, especially for taller guys. I don't know why, but hex squat I've always just
Yeah,
actually
I
felt
think
it.
it's because we are taller. Like that,
Yeah,
that's why we need it. I think taller people actually do work really well with machines, honestly.
yeah.
All
I
right,
mean,
let's see here. All right, when you cut down, are you a fan of lower carbs or lower fats, or both, I guess? But
mm,
when you cut down, are you a low fat kind of person or a low carb kind of person?
I go more low fat. That's just personally food choice wise. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Um, I think my body actually works a little bit better off that way, but it's all personal preference, I think, for people.
Okay. Yeah, I've tried both. I tried bulking high fat, low carb, or vice
Hmm.
versa when I'm cutting too. So I think for me personally, I do amazing kind of to most bodybuilders out there. It's crazy ass high protein. Like I'm talking
Yeah.
300, 325 protein,
Jeez.
carbs non-existent, and then moderate fat. And like that's how I look my best. That's how I get absolutely diced. And
Hmm.
like that's a really common diet for a men's physique classic. Maybe past that, it's probably not
Hmm.
gonna work. But yeah,
Yeah.
for smaller individuals, that works really well. Really high protein, moderate to non-existent carbs, and by moderate I mean like 50 to 100. I don't mean
Yeah.
zero, but on the lower end. And then fats
Hmm.
can be something such as like 40 to 50, and like that's what really works well for me. I've tried the high carb, low fat. Like
Hmm.
I hormonally just didn't feel right. I felt off. You
Yeah.
know, so that's why when you tell you guys like he likes the higher fat diet, I like the lower carb diet. There's not one that's right. It's our
Hmm.
body different. You
Oh,
guys
exactly.
got to try both. You never know which one's going to
Exactly.
work. You know.
Hmm.
All right, and then I won't hold you here for too much longer. I only got a couple more questions left.
Oh, you good.
All right, all right. Uh, um, okay. Do you ever do any kind of intra workout shakes when you're bulking? And if so, what does it consist of?
I have in the past. Currently, I don't, but I guess I haven't bulked in a little bit. But yeah, in the past, I did. But I think it's Vitargo. Have you heard of
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I
Yeah,
like
so I did that, at least a scoop of that. Because I think it's like a barley based carb or something of that nature. It's a weird carb,
it.
I
It
remember.
it
But
digests really, really well.
exactly, yeah, it's super good. Like not even just for like bulking, but for like any like endurance
Oh
type
yeah,
people.
just getting
But
carbs in quick.
exactly. So that's the main thing I use intra workout. I did that with a scoop of EAAs, but that's about it. A little bit of sea salt.
Okay, okay. Yeah, when it comes to intra workout, I think the best one, and this is probably what I'm going to do in about a month or two when I'm getting like serious. I'm going to take the first month kind of easy, get into it, and then
Hmm.
I'm gonna turn on, the beast mode. But
Yeah.
until then, right now, but yeah, when I'm in like 100% grind mode, I typically do 12 ounces of Gatorade and
Mm,
one scoop of Glycoject or Vitargo. I just have Glycoject. Now, the difference between like the Vitargo or something like that versus the Glycoject is this one has a glucose disposal agents built into
those are
it.
nice.
Yeah, so it just feels really smooth. And I
Mm,
can't really explain the difference. I've just tried both and I just happen to like that one better. I'm trying to not be biased, of course. But yeah,
no.
I've tried both. And like I think the Vitargo tastes better, but in terms of
Yeah.
like feel, that one feels way better in terms of digestion. So
Oh
something you could
yeah.
try. Yeah. All
Because
right.
like that's one of the funny you said that's one of the things that I want to do with one of my supplements as far as like not a pre-workout but like kind of like a pump intra-workout type formula.
Yeah,
Add a
yeah.
little bit of like berberine or like chromium or some type of GDA.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I utilize those
I
too,
like
especially
berberine.
like
I even like berberine by itself. So I
oh
imagine it
yeah.
work well.
Oh there we go. But
There
yeah,
you go.
I utilize GDAs almost every day pre-workout, so I'm a big fan of those.
All right, all right. What I actually, yeah, I do have a question, just kind of like brand wise. So, how do you feel about? I haven't tried either, so I can't speak in it. But Fuad's brand, Hostile, and then John Meadows brand, Granite. Have you seen their formulas, and do you think that like they're pretty good formulas for how like advanced those two people are in the fitness industry?
I do like them. I think Hostile, while it's really good, it can be a little bit better. But I think it goes along with Fuad's kind of style. He's more
Yeah,
like a hardcore guy. They're really
yeah,
good supplements, better than a majority of I've seen on the market.
Would you
I
say they're
think
worth the price though? Are they worth like $65 for a pre-workout?
that's the thing. I think while they're very good, they're not up to par with Jeff Long's Like a Pro
Yeah.
supplements. I still think his are more advanced than those are. While they are better than like 90% of the supplements out there,
Yeah.
I don't think
You're
they're
just saying
worth.
they wouldn't. Yeah, I think they're good. I just sometimes when I saw the price, I got some rant, like I saw it on Instagram, and I was always curious because I never bought them, but I was like, oh, let's go check it out. I was like, did that shit say $59 or $64? It's
Yeah,
like, oh man, I was like, it might be good, it
I
might be,
mean,
but
that's the thing. Like it just looks good. Like
yeah.
I don't think it looks $60 good like Jeff's does, but I personally haven't tried them. I just looked at them, so I don't know.
So here's a question. Actually, I have two questions. Just kind of
Hmm.
we're on the supplement question. So the first one, when there's a supplement company, someone mentioned this to about a certain brand. Doesn't matter what brand it is, but they mentioned that they bought a tub from that and it was amazing. It hit them really good, right? Amazing feel. And then
Yeah.
they bought it. They waited a week or two and they got another tub and it had none of the same effects. And they're not referring to like the caffeine not hitting. They said like no pumps, no caffeine. Like why do you think that there's certain good batches and bad batches if like top tier companies are so regulated? You would think that like everything would always be kind of like good. And like this
Yeah,
isn't the first person that said that about that brand. Like it's been multiple people saying that.
that's interesting. I don't know if I have an answer to that one.
Yeah, is it just like maybe it's just faulty? Like I don't know. I didn't know.
And that is weird.
It's
Unless
not
they
the
like,
picture, right? Because they do the same shit every time, right?
no, yeah, they should be doing the exact same thing. The only thing I think of is if they had or they changed out one ingredient or
And just didn't
had
tell.
like, yeah, that's what I was thinking, or illegally put something in there like
Yeah.
a 2-iso or like DMHA or some
Yeah.
sort of
They, they
stimulant.
they they hit it in there to get you hooked.
Exactly.
Like second batch.
And then they just take it out. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it is like a prop blend or whatever, but if it's a prop blend, it could be increased dosage of one thing and decrease of another and still list the exact same prop blend on there because that's
Okay.
what they can do. So
I get what you're saying. So they could actually have the exact same 10 ingredients, but they swap the dosages. Okay.
exactly. And still say like the prop blend could be
It
like
might be that.
caffeine,
It
citrulline,
is a
and
blend.
everything. And
Okay.
just say at the end of like, yeah, it could say like 10 grams is like the whole blend, but they could like switch up whatever that 10 grams is within that blend. So
So sketchy, bro.
it
You
is
really think
like
about that's actually extremely sketchy. Oh,
it's
God.
oh my God. Yeah, the supplement company or supplement industry is yeah,
And,
there's a
and
lot.
then one more supplement question. So I've tried a lot of pre-workouts over the year, and sometimes I look at
Mhm.
the back of the label, I'm like, man, like this looks amazing. This looks like it's gonna hit. And then I try and like it doesn't. Like sometimes I see I don't know, it's always the pre-workouts that have like the 12, 15, 20 gram scoops. And sometimes
Mhm.
is there some sort of ingredient that some companies don't put in that like they need to help for absorption? Like
The
is there
only
like black pepper and other things that like they
yeah.
just don't put in it?
The only thing I think of is like, yeah, if they don't put like bioperine, which is the black pepper, or like estrogen. I think there's one more, but I can't think of it. But like a couple of them that just help with the absorption of those specific ingredients. Um, yeah, that's probably about it, man.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I'm just tossing out questions that pop in my head, and
Oh yeah.
I figured you might know some of them. And then we got one more question from the list. All right. In a perfect world, assuming genetics were no factor, what would be your ideal class you want to compete in the bodybuilding world? The men's physique, classic, bodybuilding. What is your dream?
Probably classic. I mean, I don't know. I like the pose. I love showing off my legs too. I mean, being a big guy, I don't have the best legs, but they're
Yeah.
decent compared to the rest of my body. I don't know. It just flows with me. I mean, especially like the classic guys. That's who I like grew up watching, especially like Arnold, and like Franco and all those guys from like the Golden area, Frank Zane.
Yep.
That's like the ideal physique to me. While like, but it's like once again, like I would probably do better in men's physique.
Yeah.
Even though like, and like just like a lot of the men's physique guys, like even you probably have like decent legs, and it's like you just fit better in the men's physique category.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it comes down to my personal biggest problem for what the judges told me, because like my heart is always in classic. It'll always
mhm,
be, because
yeah,
men's physique's like front back, you're done. Like
mhm,
that.
yeah,
That's it. Like classic, it's like you have a legit 45 to 60 seconds on stage to show
mhm,
everything,
exactly.
and you get to choose your song. Men's
Yeah.
physique, I remember I won the overall and they were playing My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas. And I was like, okay,
Dude,
bro.
takes it
Okay.
down a notch a little
Yeah.
bit.
But yeah, either way, it's like, I think that I'd like to do classic, but I just don't have the structure. Like a lot of
Mhm,
people are like, I love classic, but there's so many little details you need to have to do well. And I'm not saying getting fifth at like a local show. I'm saying if like you want to win an overall, go to nationals, do well, like it's a very small percentage of people who can do classic, and typically most people are either men's physique or they're bodybuilders. You know, like that you're stuck with one of those two. You know, that's just how I see it as a coach and whatnot. But I don't know.
Basically.
I did have one more question. I want to save it for last without pissing people off. So, what is your opinion? I have my opinion on it. What is your opinion when we talk about things like the turkey esterone, the turkistone, the turkey shit, and any kind of lactogenin or epicatechin? What is your views of supplements like that say that they're natural anabolics or they promote a certain muscle building effect naturally? So I'm just curious. You know, you don't have to roast them. I just want to get your answer.
I don't know, man. So like Laxogen and epicatechin. So epicatechin I think has a little bit of potential. Laxogen I think is nothing. It's just like you're buying a plant.
There we go.
And then like turkesterone, oh, man, I don't know if you watch More Place More Dates.
Oh, I do. All the time. But I don't see when I base my opinions off of things, I try to do my own research. But just the things I looked up, it wasn't promising enough for me to physically purchase it. That's the problem. Like when people get mad at me saying it doesn't work, that's just my opinion. And by work, I mean, if the pros don't outweigh the cons, or like the cost doesn't outweigh, like what it does, that's what makes me think something doesn't work. And if someone wants to buy it, then yeah, they're welcome to,
Oh yeah. 100%. But like part of me is like, are these worth the placebo effect that they give people?
There we go.
Maybe. Because it's like half the supplements, I think people do get placebo effects, and like that's actually how they're like making gains. Like
they take this
just like
and they train harder for
exactly
the next 35 days because they think they have this muscle builder.
Exactly.
I put on 6 more pounds this month. Or I put on 4 pounds in the scale. I'm like, what'd you change different? Well, I actually went to the gym 6 days a week. I did 3,500 calories. I slept more. But it's actually that pill over there. So yeah.
And it's like, I know, dude. It's like I ate more food and I trained a lot harder. All right, yeah, you gain a lot of muscle, dude. But it's also like, I don't know.
There's a lot of factors, and there's no way to say that bullshit or it's true. And that's my problem. I can't have an opinion on something if like, I don't know, like testosterone, we know what it does. You know, caffeine, we know what it does. The epicatechin, I know I pronounce it wrong, but like, it's deriving from what, dark chocolate. Like, okay, I get the idea. The patent blocker in this, like, I get the idea, but if the medical field isn't giving it to a patient because it does something, that's typically why I don't believe it. But I want to save this topic for last because I figured people off. So.
Yeah, man, once again, there's not enough research. Like nobody knows. These are all like turkesterone. Like Derek came up with this basic formulation. He like combined it with like, I don't know, some hydroxy beta cyclodextrin or some type of absorption thing, and it's like it's like an acne steroid, and it's like really, I mean, it just sounds like if it's too good to be true, it most likely is too good to be true. Like
I don't know. I still like Derek, and I love the information he put out. I just got kind of mad when he roasted Alex Eubanks, and
I know.
No, and to be fair, I roasted Alex too for his Clomid. I called him personally and told him not to do it. But I'm not mad about him roasting him for that. He roasted him for the turkistero, whatever it's called, and like said all this crazy shit about it. I was like, damn, he's not even mad about the Clomid, bro. He's mad about that stuff. That's what he's upset about, that he roasted his product. So I don't know. Either way,
dude, we'll see what happens. But
I just thought it'd be a funny topic to discuss. Because some people are scared to talk about, like they're gonna roast him. I was like, go ahead, bro, make a video on me. I'll get more exposure from it.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
That's the whole thing. Like, I don't want to start beef with anybody or like anything. Like,
but I also feel like sometimes things have to be talked about. Otherwise, someone's gonna become a millionaire, and a bunch of kids are gonna have like crazy ass liver cancer in 5 years because they took a supplement that we don't know is actually what it is yet.
Exactly. Like
I don't know. Either way,
people are dumb. They're gonna do it anyways. So it's like a part of me is like, go ahead and do it. Spend your money.
Exactly.
You'll see what happens.
That's my response now. I said, do it. Go ahead. Let me know how it goes for you. I'm not gonna do it. You do it. All right, guys. We'll cheer for like another 1 or 2 minutes. If you have any final questions or topics, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to talk about or ask me, and we could talk about whatever.
That's about it, man. I enjoyed this conversation. Not too many people I get to talk about supplements and training stuff with, so it's kind of fun.
Of course, yeah. Should I take monohydrate or the Cree-alkaline one?
I'll just monohydrate, man.
There's no way I would ever touch anything but monohydrate personally. That's our opinion, I guess. Yeah. If you and see what you just said, it did nothing for you. What did you expect it to do? Are you not consuming enough water? Are you not strength training? Are you not sleeping enough? Like, I don't know how I could answer that, but either way, guys, it looks like we got no more questions. I just want to say, first off, thank you for taking an hour, out of your day, an hour and a half, out of your day, talking with me. I'm gonna repost this, so we could, I'll share it through places. Maybe we could end off on that. Do you plan to compete again?
Hopefully 2022. We'll see what happens. If my stuff I slow down a little bit as far as being too busy. Definitely.
So you want to do the same show? Let's do this, bro. What show we do?
I'm down, man.
Let's do it. Document that shit. No. Hey. All right, thanks, bro. I appreciate you taking time out of your day, and it means a lot. I'll post this, and maybe we'll do it again in the future.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your night.
Peace out.
Deuces. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. I have a couple more people scheduled for next week, week after, and week after. So as long as everybody's on point, I'll announce who they are coming up very soon. So thank you for watching. We will be back. All right.